Hello, everyone. This is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. And today I have with me my special guest, Islandsnake.
Hey everybody.
And we are reviewing a card by ShadowReign. Um, let's see what we got here. We got Grasp of the Vine. This is a 2 green green sorcery, rare. All creatures become forest lands. They lose all abilities and all other card types. The forests of Kijaru are powerful. They pu- Polulate? I've never seen that word before. Polulate.
Absolutely.
Multiplier spread prolifically or rapidly. Oh wow, I learned a new word.
Yeah.
Polulate.
Polulate. Sorry.
Polylate. Okay.
Polulate.
Polulate.
Look at that word
Nice.
and then look at how it sounds. It's weird.
Look at that. I even learned something from this card. They polulate across the plane and overgrow everything in their path. Starjnak. How do you
Is
pronounce
this
that?
just like the most insane card ever?
Well, okay, so this is a sorcery, not an enchantment, so that's something to keep in mind, all right? Um, so this is basically a green wrath, is what this is. This is
Yeah.
like a green wrath of God, right? Um,
So when a creature becomes a forest land, and like what happens to like let's say you remove it somehow. Like, I don't know. What happens? Is it still forever forest land till the game is over? Like it goes to your
no,
graveyard?
no. This would only occur, or this would only persist for as long as the creature's in play.
Okay.
But this is basically, yeah, this is a green wrath, and I think that's what they were what Shadowrain was going for here. Um, this is kind of a cool card. I kind of like this
Seems
card.
it's like a board wipe that also ramps you, right?
Well,
Because
it ramps everybody. That's the thing.
well, assuming they have a use for forest lands.
Well, that's true, but
Like if you're playing like a mono red person, they don't care that their creatures became.
that is true. That's very true. But I would say like in a lot of cases, they're going to be able to make use of those forests. You know, like
That's true.
most
There's like colorless
yeah,
costs
most
to
cards have like
things.
colorless costs. So like this is definitely, I mean, this is definitely worse than Wrath of God, right? Because it gives them lands. But you know, it's kind of better than something like Settle the Wreckage. It feels like where Settle the Wreckage. If you don't know that one, I mean, Settle the Wreckage is instant, but so Settle the Wreckage says exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search their library for that many basic land cards, put those cards on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So this lets them search up a land to play, whereas this one like just gives them force. Of course, this one is all creatures, including yours, whereas Settle the Wreckage is only your opponent's creatures.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like this card. I do. I think it's a really interesting way to do a green board wipe.
And this doesn't include things like planeswalkers. It's
No,
only creatures.
only creatures. Yeah, yeah. So that's probably the situation you would play this too, because generally, green, you know, it's like the creature color, right? Green loves creatures generally. So, but if you're playing like a planeswalker only deck, I think this card's actually quite strong in that deck. If you're playing like a green walkers deck, of course, green planeswalkers also tend to make tokens a lot. So
Mhm.
I don't really know where this card fits exactly, but it's certainly an interesting design. I'll
I
say
like
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I I would say that like probably very few decks would actually play this card. Um, because like if you're playing a green deck, you want to play creatures. Like that's just the thing the green decks do, you know. Um, but as far as the design goes, it's pretty interesting. It's cool. Like, I think the reason this card was made is just as like an experiment, right? It's like what would a green board wipe look like? Well, this is what a green board wipe looks like, and I think in that sense it's cool. Um, but I would also say like, does green want a board wipe? And I think the answer to that is probably not. Um, but I think that this idea is very unique and novel. So Yeah, I mean, I think I want to give this one a 4 out of 5. Um, I really like the idea behind this card a lot. I just don't think it would see a lot of play, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah, I can agree to that.
green decks just don't want to wrath the board. They want to put lots of things on the board and attack their opponent, you know? So,
I think there's like certainly decks that would like to have this card. Like you said, like Planeswalker deck.
yeah,
And
but
at least you get some forests out of it. Um, so it can't be that bad.
yeah, I mean,
So 4 out of 5.
this actually might be good in like a green mirror. This might be like a good sideboard in like a green mirror because it's like if your opponent gets ahead of you,
Hmm.
you can like play this and wipe their board, wipe your board. You have a bunch of mana, and actually, you what's kind of interesting is if you play this card, like let's say you play this card and you have like 3 or 4 creatures out, it actually generates 3 or 4 mana, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless your creatures are tapped, but assuming they're untapped, you actually get to use that mana like on the same
Immediately.
turn immediately. So yeah, I guess that's where you would see where this card would see play. Is probably like a creature heavy mirror where it's like, you know, sort of like a comeback type card, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, cool design. I think I'm still gonna go with the 4 out of 5 because I think it's like very narrow, but I think it's a very high 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I just like how simple it is. Like it's just like, one line text.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
People take notes. Like you don't need a lot of words on your card for your card to be like a good design. Some of the more interesting card designs are like this, where they're just like very few words, and that is completely fine. I love simple cards. So
yeah, solid 4 out of 5.
yeah, definitely. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.